I was told you guys wanted more Puck, so here is a Puck. Hey yo, buddy, how you doing? Yes, hey yo. Yes, you wanna lick my chin? Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hello. Hello. Hi, I didn't do too long of a start time. Hey. Hi, yeah, you hanging out on the desk? Oop. Hello there, General Kenobi. Why are you looking at me like that? I made it so that way I can move my camera a lot more. Buck. Look, where are you going? What's this? Hi, buddy. You got a blankie? Why are you looking at me like a bombastic side eye? Oh, hello. Yes, hi. Hi, pup. You're very cute. You're very adorable. Everyone loves you. But I have returned safely from my vacation. And so has Buck. He's very soft right now because he swam a lot in a lake. So he enjoyed that. That was a good time. Boop, be a snoot. You'll have to forgive me if I sound a little bit echoey. I don't have everything quite set up yet. My lighting's not quite all the way there either, so you'll have to forgive me because, as you can see, I'm in a different location because I like to move around a lot. I don't have the whole place set up yet, so you'll notice that I don't have the squares on the wall. There's also nothing else in here besides the desk and the dog. Puck, I would appreciate it if you didn't turn my computer off. Cool, thanks. So, we're still working on it, but my plants have survived and have made it. You can see the two little guys right there. I've also got the snake plant up there. So, we're still settling in. Still working on it. But yeah, so that's good. It's certainly a start. I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do with the room and how I'm going to take advantage of the space. I'm going to put the green screen on this far wall right here. This whole wall, I'm going to put the green screen up there. And so that way I can flip the camera and do like some standing green screen stuff. Is that what you're deciding? There he is. Boop. Okay. That's fine. He can probably be there without any problems. So, basement living is rough. Yeah, look at my big bright window. Basements are hard, man. So I'll be able to do some like weatherman shit over there at some point. I have a couple of planned videos that are being worked on. I've already started, particularly with some of the graphical work I want to do in it. Puck is in a sunspot. Oh yeah. Oh, silver face. That's cute. Adorable. Okay. So, chatting. What's gone on? What have I missed? Guys, I've been away. What happened? Everything looked I got back and I'm like, why is everything weird? I wasn't gone that long, was I? Oh, am I really quiet? I look like I might be a little quiet. Hold on, let me do this. Hello. Is that better? Check, 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 check. Hoi, hoi, hoi. At least my roommates didn't unalive each other when I left. Oh, you know, I guess. At least that. That's not something I would benefit from at all. Oh, yeah, sorry, that sucks when that happens. So yeah, I came back and like everybody's losing their minds. We got the Kamala Harris stuff. We've got Elon Musk losing his whole ass goddamn mind. I've heard Wolf has been howling nonstop and said something along the lines of he spends like 12 hours a day online on multiple devices just screenshotting shit. And I'm like, and then he got mad when I said that he tweets so much that, like, why would you... What? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to blow your ears out. My bad. I got a tan. I got tan lines now. I don't know if you can see them. They're like little lines. See it right there? That little line? They're not super duper pronounced, but I got me some tan lines. Let's go. I'm a little bit pink in the face. Atheism denying the obvious truth because you want to sin. That's right. Keep suppressing that truth. Yeah, right. That is one of the videos that I was thinking about doing and that I'm working on. And it is a video where we kind of... I'm pretty sure everybody's fairly exhausted of the lack theism versus atheism content. Like, it's kind of boring. It's also kind of like run its course, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's okay to keep talking about it, obviously, because you're always going to have new people who don't know, and the argument will exist forever. But I think it's about time we stop, like, we get to the next step of that conversation, which is, okay, we acknowledge that both of these definitions exist. Now, which definition ought we use depending on the situation? So I've got that, I'm working on that coming out, where it's like, okay, well, in this situation, using this definition is more viable, or using this definition is more viable, depending on how you're trying to communicate, because that's the whole point of words, to communicate. So we're gonna move on to the next step of that conversation, because, like, is anybody really honestly having the atheism versus lack theism conversation anymore? I don't know. I just think there's more meat to that conversation, too. There's way more to say about, like, oh, well, I like to use this definition because XYZ, or I like to use this definition because XYZ, right? They're both viable. It's just a matter of some cases one is better than the other. You know what I mean? I was complaining about your volume. I just didn't realize I've gotten this oh, I'm sorry. Hello! Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. I'm completely out of the loop with Twitter, YouTube crazies because politics. Right? What is more crazy right now? Politics or just the internet? Bone white and lobster red. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. You're having the agnostic atheist conversation. Oh, like what is an agnostic atheist? Oh, fun. Just noticed that you pushed the wrong thing. Oh. It's good to see you, Mark. How's it going? So, alright, so there's that stuff. Court happened in Kansas. So that was a thing that I didn't get to go to. So my flight to go to Kansas got canceled that morning. So I was on my way getting my stuff, my last minute things set up to head out to drive all the way to Toronto, and I get a ping to when I go to do my login, and your flight's been canceled. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I spent 2 days trying to find a way to get my ass to Kansas in a time that was still going to be viable to appear to court. And the only one that they were willing to offer me was one that was 2 days. I wasn't going to be able to fly out and wouldn't arrive until 8 p.m. on Thursday. My flight got crowd-striked. So they don't really tell you why. So because they don't really give you that much information, maybe it got cloud-striked, maybe because of the cloud strike, everything got shuffled in a way that... So I did say that my flight was canceled that morning, but I kept it in the Discord. And the reason why I kept it in the Discord before I went on vacation was because it's not really my job to inform the opposing party of things just out of the goodness of my heart. So I kept it a little bit on the down low and to myself. From what I am aware of and what I can confirm is that Steve's appeal to his restraining order, because he was trying to appeal it, got denied. So that restraining order stands. I believe the other two things were contempt and oh, what's the other one? Brain. Hello. Contempt and an extension. And so from my understanding, there is no verdict on that, the same way there still isn't a verdict on Veda and Aaron. I would speculate this is because it's all so integrated that the judge is kind of pseudo integrating it a little bit, just for the judge to be able to actually have a clear picture. But his restraining order, his restraining order, he got the restraining order by default because of, from my understanding of what I was able to parse together from like Aaron's streams, was that they were all trying to show up to each other's hearings and were trying to log in on the same links because they were sending the links back and forth to each other, and that the judge could overhear them like colluding in the background when their mics weren't off or something like that, from my understanding. And that's apparently part of the reason, or it seems to be part of the reason as to why the judge wants everybody to show up in person, because, you know, they fucked around. Anyway, his appeal was denied, so that restraining order stands, and while I was gone, he got really fucking quiet, and a lot of shit got deleted. I've seen people posting screenshots of like 800 tweets deleted, gone. Mr. I never delete anything. So what's interesting about that, though, is what I noticed is that 800 tweets got deleted. The Operation SWAT video got deleted off of YouTube. The Kano, like Steve's roommate, on Supernatural Crimes with Nikki's video also got deleted, which is kind of interesting because Supernatural Crimes with Nikki is not under any court anything, right? She does, as far as I know, she hasn't received any sort of court interaction. Fuck around and find out, yeah. They did do that as well, yes, Sar, correct. So, it's interesting to me. If his restraining order is still in effect, how can he talk about Katie Joy Polson? Because the restraining order is not related to Katie Joy Polson at all. There's no connection between those two things. Despite their statements, their maliciously incorrect statements that Charla is working with Katie Joy and she's trying to get them taken down because Katie Joy. The court paperwork has nothing to do with Katie. It's all Charla and YouTubers. So he can still talk about Katie all he wants. And he seems to want to talk about her a weird amount. Like a weird amount. But what's interesting about this is, so the Operation SWAT video was Veda's video, right? The Kano video was on Supernatural Crimes with Nikki, the Nikki Farron's channel. Now, Veda does have court stuff going on, but Supernatural Crimes with Nikki does not, right? So why is Nikki deleting this video? And why is she deleting this video right after court for Steve? Is it because Steve told her to delete the video? So what's also interesting about this that I've noticed is Steve's videos haven't been deleted. Steve's videos have been privated. Weird. Funny. It's funny what you can notice when you like kind of nose around a little bit, right? Let me show you. Let me actually show you this. So, where do I have this? Over here. Sorry, let me just grab this real quick. Let me pop open Discord. It says I don't want you guys to think I'm bullshitting, because I got a screenshot of it, and I'll get it. I'll get it here real quick. So, go to my conversation with Manya. Let me just save the image real quick to my desktop. Not that desktop. Oh, whatever, just save here. No! Let's do this. Now let's grab this, put it here. Where'd you go? I miss you so. There we go. So let me just throw this up. So you can see here, and I can zoom it in for you if you need me to, but it should be pretty clear. The video on the left, I manually typed in the URLs, and I made it so that in the screenshot you could see both of the URLs, so you knew I wasn't fucking around, right? So the URLs I manually typed in, and this one, the one on the left, this one, that one. Sorry, it might be the right for you guys. Sorry, this one right here, this video, you'll see that it says this video has been removed by the uploader, and you'll see this one says this video is private, right? So you guys understand the difference between these two things, right? So like this one has been removed, like deleted, gone forever from YouTube. This one is still on YouTube in the YouTube studio, but it has been listed as private, which means people without the link can't view it. But people with a link, you can share privated videos with people. You just have to share a specific link, right? It's not like unlisted. Unlisted videos is anybody with the link can see them. Private videos is you can email like a specific link to individuals, right? So it's still shareable, it's still watchable, it's still viewable by people. And so the reason why this is interesting and why this might matter is that if Steve is deleting all these tweets and he's setting all these videos to private as opposed to unlisted, it likely means he was ordered by the court to remove things based on the restraining order, right? That's why he removed, like, he's removed stuff about Charla before, right? So, based on court order. This video, this one, you see my little finger poking out at the bottom? This one is Operation SWAT. Video removed by uploader. This video was the one titled, like, Get Away From Us, Charla, You Loon, No Means No. The one where he says she's, like, morally repugnant and, like, all kinds of fucking awful shit. This one. So, this is Steve's video, this is Veda's video. And you can double check by the URLs, right? So, if you've seen them sharing these URLs anywhere, you can confirm that these two videos are, in fact, those two videos. So you can see that Veda is removing, like completely removing them by why it says this video has been removed by the uploader versus this video is private, which means it's still on YouTube and still shareable and it's still accessible. Right? So, based on the restraining order, which has been upheld, which means Charla is a protected person, and Steve's not supposed to be talking about Charla, his video is still up. They're still there. He can still share it with people. And those people, there's nothing stopping those people from sharing that link again. Right. It's just a more specific link to emails, right? Oh, I've only got 2 left. Everything else is cleared out. I haven't redone it yet because my nail polish is still packed. I haven't finished unpacking all the way yet. Court order will explain his change announcement, I guess. Well, and here's the other thing, right, is that he got really, really quiet until the day I said I came back, until I said I was back, and then suddenly started posting again, which I found amusing. I don't think it's necessarily related, but I mean, as Aaron says, there's no such thing as coincidences. But again, I'm just presenting you the facts. What those facts mean, or what you could infer, or what conclusion you might come to about those facts that I just presented, that's up to you. Is Steve breaking or violating a court order? I don't know. All I know is that Veda and Nikki, who is not, again I repeat, is not under any kind of court thing, have removed videos related to, like, specifically the SWAT accusations, right? Like Steve accusing Charla of swatting him, right? That's what the Cano video was about. That's what Operation SWAT was about, right? Both those videos got deleted, neither of which are Steve's videos. Veda still doesn't have a full order against her yet, and as far as we know, and Nikki doesn't have any court obligations at all as of right now, and the only one who does is Steve. And Steve is also deleting things. Why? Weird. Bizarre. Strange, even. How does Chesh know these things? Oh, I looked at the publicly available information. Ugh. Hawkskull, who's been a member for 50 months. I can't believe we've had membership that long. Jesus fucking Christ. Half a century, Chesh. Glad to see you're still going. Love to Puck. I know, we've been through so much. I feel like I'm having, like, PTSD flashbacks. Oh god, I'm a law tuber now. No, never. Not even once. You can't make me. Oh, Vic Mignogna got married while I was away. Interestingly enough, he did not get married to the lady he was cheating on with Farrah. He got married to somebody completely different, who, when she made the announcement, didn't show his face. But to be fair, I wouldn't want to show Vic Mignogna's face if I was announcing to the world I married him. A collab with Legal Eagle. You have any idea how much I would, like, love that? I don't even care what it's about. I just think it'd be cool to hang out. April, who's been a member for 17 months. I'm 17. Hey, welcome. Brick with Eyes, what does it say? You can't have other people talk about the person on your behalf if there is an RO. Correct. It's hard to prove, but if proven, Veda was talking about her because of Steve, that would violate. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you're not allowed to have a third party, right? Like third party harassment. So yes, if Veda were to make a video on Steve's behalf, for example, about Charla when Steve has a restraining order, then it would be in violation of the protective order. How you would prove that normally would be very difficult with this group. It's incredibly easy because they keep saying that they're doing things on Steve's behalf. They keep saying that, like, oh, I'm protecting Steve, I'm doing this for Steve. Like, I mean, Renell said that, Veda said that, Aaron said that, Nikki said that. We've got audio of Steve was on Operation SWAT. He's in the side chat and talking in the background of the Cano video, right? So Oh, you're going to one on Sunday? Oh, sorry, Saturday? Lovely. Weddings can be a lot of fun. And sometimes popcorn inducing. Love some popcorn. So anyway, it's restraining orders aren't really that difficult to understand, You know what I mean? They're pretty straightforward, like, leave this person alone. There's a little bit of wiggle room to be, like, to say, I have a restraining order, I can't talk about that. Like, you're certainly allowed to do that. And so, you know. It's really not that complicated. Oh, Mark, thank you so much. Welcome. Enjoy your emojis. There are puck emojis. There is stuff in the Discord for you, as well as you just got access to a whole shitload of backlog members-only videos. So enjoy all of the content. Your sister's getting married again. Oh, congratulations. Hopefully that works out well. I'm all about the positive vibes. You know what? We don't use Trickly-Puff often enough. So that's what's been happening with court. So the GoFundMe, right? All right. So we need to talk about the GoFundMe because I didn't go because my flight was canceled. So as of right now, I've got to wait for the airline and the book. I guess I booked it through Expedia. So I guess it's probably Expedia that's got to give me the money back. So I got to wait for the money to come back, which they were like, this could take like up to blah, 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 blah. So once that comes back, I'm going to be sending the GoFundMe money that you guys have sent me back. However, it might take a little bit of time, but there's a secondary option, and it is I wasn't able to go to this one due to extenuating circumstances outside of my control. However, there's 2 more coming up. There's two more Kansas hearings coming up. The 2 that are coming up are Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime and Rennell Smith. Down the Rabbit Hole, Katie Parker. So I could go to those. I could finagle my way downtown. So I wanted to know what you guys thought would be the better option. Should I refund everything for you guys, or should I keep it and try to get my butt back for Rennell and Rabbits? Now, from my understanding, they are not necessarily they're not happening on the same date, so we'll have to like figure out which one I would be going to, if that's possible. But is that something you guys want to do? Or is this better to do it as a case-by-case basis, where it's like most people who've known have said things like Rose, where it's like, just keep it. Listen, I did so much work. I watched so much fucking Steve bullshit for this court case, and then I didn't get to use it. Well, bleh. Yes, I'll post it in the Discord as well. Most people have told me to keep the GoFundMe money and use it at my leisure. However, I would rather give everybody the option. So is it better for me, do you guys think, to just say, if you want your money back, because I didn't go to this one, let me know, and I'll do that on an individual basis, but otherwise assume to keep it and then try to go to Rennell or Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime. And I'm also curious about your guys' opinion of which would you think would be better for me to go to? Because if I'm only able to go to one of them, which one do you think I should go to? Should I go to the Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime one or the Rennell one? Because quite frankly, I am fascinated to see both of these people in real life, to see what they're like in person, because God, they're strange. Individual, considerate combat pay. Thank you, Rose. Use it for Puck. Oh yeah, always. Rennell's would be funnier. Rennell. Rabbit. I don't know. Hi, Unveiling, it's good to see you. Rennell. Okay. I mean, Rennell's the one who supposedly got the lawyer, right? Rennell is also the one who has her and Rabbit have that GoFundMe and she hasn't posted any receipts for, right? That one. I am gonna update the GoFundMe with that it was canceled and that I'm gonna be reordering if that's what we end up deciding to do. I'm not gonna like make a snap decision right this very second. I'm gonna let it sit and let people like come to me and we'll work it out. But I don't want to keep people's money on false pretenses of court action. Why would I do something like that? That might be kind of fraudy, don't you think? You're still trying to understand this mess. Okay, so that is a good lead in into something I'm working on. This is the other video. So I talked about how I was working on that like atheism video. I was like, okay, that's some philosophy stuff. When it comes to the company, right? Because I can't really keep talking. I mean, I guess I could keep talking about these people forever, but I don't really want to. I am planning on Twitch to take a look at an Aaron video that came out not too long ago, and I want to watch like a full wolf video. I'm gonna try and sit through a full one. I was promised live content, and I was promised that I would be destroyed, and yet here I sit, undestroyed. Destroy me, Wolf Daddy. Come on, where is it at? Let me see it. Gimme. Gimme. I feel like Wolf is gonna be one of those people where we just do a 5-minute check-in once every little bit. The company. Okay, so but what I'm planning on doing, just to answer Reth a little bit. So okay, the mind-altering juice. I know, right? The company videos. I have 2 videos that I'm in the process of planning through. Hey, Low Energy, good to see you. I'll get back to you on Discord soon. I just wasn't able to last night. But I will get back to you. Brain. Where did I go? Oh, yes. The company videos. So I want to do a full timeline. Where it won't have every single thing on it, but it will have like all of the major events with notations of like smaller things where we can go through and be like, this is where it started, these are the facts of the matter, with as little to no speculation as possible. So it's just going to be like, why did somebody do this? That's not part of the video. This is just the thing that happened. So people that can people who are coming in or people who are confused can follow the timeline. So it will include things that Charlotte did. It will include things that the company did. It will include things that Katie Joy did, right? But it's just going to be just completely matter of fact. These are the things that happened. So, second video that I want to do is sort of like a big compilation of just who these people are. So, like, who the individuals in the companies are. So, we'll do, like, this is Erin, this is who she is, this is her here's, like, her channels and her socials, this is what she does, here's, like, a couple of clips of her talking, and yada, yada, yada. And then, like, this is and how they relate to the next person, Veda. And then Veda, blah, blah. This is where Veda came from. This is who she is. This is kind of what she's about, blah, 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 blah. This is Steve. This is who he is. This is what he's about. This is where he came from, blah, 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 blah. This is Down the Rabbit Hole, Bedtime, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of like a brief, no longer than 15-minute, like, introduction to who all these people are. So that way it's a lot easier to follow the timeline when you have an understanding of, like, the characters involved, right? So that should help people for 2 reasons. So there's 2 main reasons why I'm doing this. One, to make it easier to understand overall. Second is, if they do this to anyone else, this will be an available chunk of, these are things that happened, this is who these people are, if they're going to start harassing another, because one of the problems with harassment groups like this is that they'll just pick a new target. So if the new targets have access to this information easily, if they decide to actually put forward any sort of lawsuit, that information will be easily available and exist and won't be a problem for people, and it'll be like useful reference for people in the future if they're ever making videos about this situation. So hopefully that will help. If there's anything that you guys think needs to be said, please let me know. So that way I can like organize things. I have pretty much everything up until December sorted out, and then it's just going to be a matter of like following up from December onward, because there was some like, I just don't have it timelined. I have it in my head, but I don't have it fully timelined yet. And I've got notes and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much. Command for 33 months. Chesh is still a fully operational goblin queen. Mwah, mwah. Yes. Mwah. Were you able to watch Suja's video? It's quite long and a lot of reading, but put together well. I have not been able to sit down and watch the whole thing as of yet. I have gotten some briefings about it. I've had people talking about it in my vicinity, so I have a pretty good idea of what's in the video and what it's about. And I've heard some of the points that were quite good. That I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it's a pretty good point, but I haven't had time to watch it yet myself, unfortunately. I'm sure I will get to it. However, I haven't gotten to it yet. Moving the room, being on vacation, yada yada yada. Not if, but when. Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys ever see Burnt Toast Exposed video on Veda and her plagiarized art? Yes, I did see that one. I saw so there's one thing that is about the company all like has in common a lot. And I wrote a tweet and my tweet disappeared. I don't know where it went. I drafted it and then it was gone. And I was like, oh, it's so sad. Because I was going to post it later. But you'll notice that a lot of them are just thieves. Like, they just steal shit. So, like, for example, Aaron stealing my video right before I left, right? And trying to redistribute copyright material that she steals from her members, right? She gets people to give her money for content that she claims that she hasn't made in 2 years, right? She hasn't been doing member content for 2 years, which means she's ostensibly promising something that she's not giving, right? Veda steals art, right? So thief, obviously. Supernatural Crimes with Nikki posts art, or puts art that she doesn't own onto merchandise that she store she promotes. Steve is still using my artwork on the Non Sequitur show that he does not own the copyright to, so he's stolen that. And that copyrighted art is something that you get, that you pay for if you're a member. So he's making money off of the art itself. The art is the membership reward. So there's that. And that, like, also that he took all that money to go sue Katie Joy and never did. So there's that. They're all thieves. Did you see all the videos I want you to watch? Because you haven't, you're a bad person. I mean, it do be like that. it do be like that. This is Steve. He's known for being a pompous jackass on the internet. This needs to be in your brief description. Fair. Copyrighted should be copyright. Don't get me wrong, I think a lot of copyright laws are bullshit, and they are mostly for large companies stifling creativity. That ends up being the result of what happens. But that doesn't mean that what Erin did or is currently doing isn't total bullshit. I was actually planning on watching, that's one of the videos I was planning on watching. I was planning on watching her coverage of my stream, which I feel like is actually just going to end up with me watching myself where Erin sits there with bitch face on. Plagiarizing potato, yeah. But like I said, you'll notice that, like, consistently they just steal shit. And that's where you get, like, a lot of that comes from, in my opinion, entitlement. They feel entitled to those things, like those things belong to them, or that, like, it doesn't matter, like, it's whoever they're taking from, it doesn't matter, right? They're all potatoes and have issues with obsessiveness. Yes, I think that there's also, like, an issue with impulse control. That seems to be pretty consistent with reactionaries. Your feet are steaming. Yikes. That sounds dangerous. You've done that before. Watch Aaron or Veda just watch your video and sit there and basically say nothing. I mean, they're gonna steal my content. What am I supposed to do about it? Isn't bitch face just her normal face? Maybe. Maybe. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna get a glass of water and we will continue. If I need to restate some things, you guys just let me know and I'll recover some of the court stuff if we need to catch up. But I will be right back. Hello, I've returned. Alright, so... what do you guys think I should also do with this room? there's enough space in here that I could do Beat Saber again. First off, hilarious. Doable. So I could stream Beat Saber again. I don't know if I want to do that, but I would have the green screen. So I could green screen, like do like real proper green screen Beat Saber. But I was also thinking about like on this, like behind where you guys are, getting a table that's about the same size as this, that is flush or as flush as it could be, and put it on that side and be able to do cooking streams, which would be a hell of a lot of fun. I think I have enough plugs to get away with it. See you later, RNG. Charm Season 1 DVD box set. Repeat every word that I said before the break just to be safe. No. Am I drinking American beer? Yes. Water. I took gin to the cottage, and I was drinking gin and lemonades and gin and ginger ale, so I was calling it a ginger ale. Cooking streams. Landon needs to be part of the cooking streams. Well, you know, I ain't against that. But is there any questions about court? Did I answer, I think, everything about that? I just want to make sure that I actually covered everything. And also okay, so one thing that I've noticed is that I haven't heard any like crazy nonsense has gone on with Michelle. So that's good to hear about. I haven't heard that she's gotten herself into any trouble while I was away. So that's good. That's a good sign that I haven't heard anything. Good beer should be black as tar. I mean, I do enjoy me some dark ale. One of my favorites is Kilkenny, which is the same company that owns Guinness, but it's an import. Where do I find the court info? Okay, so that is a little bit tricky. Kansas has rules in that harassment and restraining order cases are not public. So all of this and all of these people talking about these court cases, they're not really supposed to be doing that anyway, as per Kansas rules. However, that's why you won't be able to find like the proper filings. So if you want to find out what's gone on in court, you're gonna have to either watch my old videos where I've talked about it, but you'll have to take it based off of like the notes that I've taken while I was like sitting there. Otherwise, you're gonna have to try and suss out what's been going on by watching Veda and Aaron content and Renell content. Like, you'll have to watch their content and kind of read between the lines. However, good news, everyone. Contempt hearings are not private. So we might be able to get access to that. So if you want, like, specifically the court and to read through the legal paperwork, you'd have to, like, get it from one of the company, because I don't think Charlotte's stupid enough to put that out there when it's not supposed to be. But I think they are. So yeah. I can give you a link. Let me see. I did a stream right when I got back from Kansas. I don't think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Here we go. This one. So this was the Steve and... Sorry, this was the Veda and Aaron first in-person court hearing. They had a second one, which I wasn't there for because I was a witness. It wouldn't make sense for me to be there because they were already done with me at that point. I'm not gonna lie, it was being questioned by Veda and Aaron was one of the most bizarre experiences I've had in my life, because they had no lawyers, and so it was just Aaron and Veda trying to ask me questions, and I was just like, if I'm such like and here's the thing, right? Aaron later, not too long, like just before I left, accused me of perjury in her comment section, and I'm like, huh? What? And I'm like, what did I lie about? And she's like, I shouldn't have to tell you. And I'm like, it was so strange. It was so bizarre. Like, I don't know. I don't think they asked me a single question that worked out in their favor, to be honest, in my humble opinion. I'd love to review it at some point if that was possible. But, you know, closed case and all. Erin needs to purge her own brain. I think she already did. One of the things that's been kind of interesting about this too is that I've kept kind of on the down low. Like, I have not been, like, publicly lambasting these fucking people as much as I would be if I wasn't showing up to court. 'Cause, like, I'm trying to keep a little bit of decorum, but... Alright, Veda and Aaron's cases. So, as of right now, there are still 2 things that need to happen with Aaron and Veda. One is there's no verdict on the restraining order yet. So their last court date was in February, March, I believe. I'd have to double check, so don't quote me on that. So they had the one in February and the one in whatever that was, March, I think. And there still isn't a verdict for it. Why there isn't a verdict for it yet, I can only speculate. But there's not, as far as I'm aware. The other thing with Aaron and Veda is as far as I know, they have not done their contempt hearings yet. So theoretically, both of them will have potentially 2 more court dates. By that I mean, like, not literal dates. I mean 2 times they'll have to go to court for X amount of days, right? So the judge might force them to come back to Kansas to hear the ruling, right? It's possible. I don't know if that will be the case. I don't know if that judge is into that. I'm just the guy. I don't know. I'm not in the judge's brain. And the other one is that they will have to come for the contempt hearing, and if the judge doesn't give a verdict while they're there, they might have to go back again, which would set them for 3 trips to Kansas. This is assuming that none of them show up as witnesses for each other, and I would like to point out that as far as I know, Aaron, Veda, Renell, Rabbit, none of them showed up as witnesses for Steve. Veda and Aaron didn't even be witnesses for each other. And they were both already there, which is weird and stupid and dumb, and I hate it. Just hoping they leave Charlotte be. I know, right? Like, oh my fucking god. What the fuck? Like, Steve didn't show up for any of them. And none of them showed up for Steve. So, we've got Renell and Rabbit coming up. Do you think any of them are going to show up for Renell or Rabbit? So, I have a theory in my brain. This is just my brain ticking. Alright? So, take this with understanding that it is just my brain ticking. and not a statement of fact. Just like a And it's that Aaron and Veda got pretty uppity right before Steve's hearing. Right? There's a video on Aaron's channel that is like 40 minutes long where it's like reading comments about Katie Joy or whatever, and she references Charla by name or by pronoun directly more times than there are minutes in that video. She's under a TRO. She's facing contempt charges. Yeah, nobody showed up for Steve, from my understanding. What are you doing, you fucking... What? Huh? So, where was I going with this? Oh, right. This was right before Steve's court case, like his hearing. I think, again, this is just my brain ticking, I think that Veda and Aaron believe that the court delaying giving them a verdict is in their favor and emboldened them. And that they believe that if Steve won with the as the guy who has the lawyer, it would work towards to benefit their cases. Right? So, like, if Steve gets his restraining order thrown out, then their cases will get thrown out too. Right? I think they actually think that. They would be wrong, but, like, that's where my, like, that's, like, it's just my 60, yeah, it's my 62 IQ, it's ticking, and I'm like, do they actually believe that Steve doing well in court would mean they're off the hook? Right? Like, if Steve succeeds. And from my understanding, Steve did not succeed. Because he's deleting shit. It's not hard to figure out. It's like, oh, what was it? Fucking Aaron being like, oh, she's getting all this information from Charla. No, I'm getting the information from you and your actions and the things you say. I don't need to get information from anywhere else. I don't need Charla to say anything to me for me to notice that Steve has privated videos, but Veda and Nicole have deleted them, and Steve's deleting a bunch of tweets. Like, it's obvious what happened. Dude got his ass kicked. And a restraining order to his name. Bitch. One of the things that I do find amusing is that now that I'm not going to court for Steve at the very least, I'm no longer like under like a pseudo decorum obligation that I was kind of imposing on myself. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the court told me I couldn't say things or couldn't do things, right? But I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hold a certain level of decorum while I'm discussing these people because I don't want to cause additional issues regardless, right? And so I haven't answered a lot of the accusations and things, right? So Steve's restraining order with Katie Joy got dropped. So he technically did not have a restraining order. There was a temporary restraining order that they settled outside of court with an NDA that was a 2-year NDA. And as soon as that NDA was up, Steve was all in up Katie Joy's asshole again. There was like 3 or 4 of us that are being like, listen, make your 1 or 2 Katie Joy videos and then shut the fuck up. Did he listen? Yes, actually. After like a lot of like hitting him with a newspaper, he did stop. Or it would be like at least stretched out and intermittent. So like when he did his Katie Joy I'm gonna sue Katie Joy GoFundMe defamation thing, I told him, I'm like, okay, so either go big or go home. You're either committing to this or you're shutting the fuck up. He decided to say, oh yeah, I'm committed, and then didn't show up, and then didn't shut up either. He took my advice and did neither of the things he needed to do. Which was go big or go home. He decided to not go home and be a tiny little baby man. Then he unstopped. Yeah. Then he unstopped. So I don't know what the results of this is gonna look like. It can look like fines, it can look like jail time, it can look like more investigations into like harassment rings. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Where is the tiny little baby man? He's vanished. In Discount Garden Gnome 2, Electric Boogaloo. Megs and Wolf talking about Charla by saying the person who we can't name doesn't count. That person we can't name that we're talking about, that we're not supposed to talk about. Could you all stop? No, they can't. It's a compulsion. Sorry, what was I saying before that? Veda insinuated that she thought that stuff was going to be dropped. Yeah, she probably did think that. So stupid. I also believe, for anybody who's curious, I believe that Manya is planning on releasing her... Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, shit. I believe she's planning on releasing her statement that she was submitting to the court. Jesus, Manya just jump scared me. What the fuck? Oh, wonderful. Puck, you blasted the door open again. Why you gotta be like that? You can stay where you are. It's fine. I'm just closing the door. You little weirdo. And now you're under the desk? Okay, well, that's fine. You can exist here. Hi. What am I supposed to do with this? Oh, you guys can't quite see him. He's like right here just taking up the whole... Hi. Hello. Hey. Can't talk sense to a know-it-all. Ooh, good point. Good point. He hasn't shut the fuck up about Katie since that NDA expired. He... kind of, yes. Chesh Manya screams like Freddy. No. Sort of off topic, I've never eaten lobster rolls. I've never had lobster rolls either. I don't know if I would trust food from the dollar store. Unless it was like ramen noodles. Like, I think I could buy a ramen noodle packet because it's just packaged ramen noodles. I think that's the only thing I'd be willing to eat from the dollar store that's not like a candy bar. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? But yeah, Manya, I was just saying that I think that you're planning on putting out your statement. Oh, hey, Rez, good to see you. Turned off lobster rolls. I don't know if I'll ever try lobster rolls now. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I have no strong opinions one way or another. Oh right, I was saying that like I was holding myself to an additional decorum, and that I haven't been able, because of that, I haven't been able to sort of respond or answer to some of the accusations that were publicly being made against me for showing up as a witness. One of those, I think the one that was like the most permeated, like the one that had kind of the most pushback, is that I'm only showing up to court because I hate Steve, right? I think that was like the main argument that was being made against me, right? It was like Aaron and Veda, like I showed up to Aaron and Veda's court case because I didn't like Steve, because that makes sense, but whatever. Besides, Mania, yes, is planning on doing that. Nice. So I figured it would be reasonable for me to answer that accusation at this point, at this juncture, as there would be no need for me to be a witness in poor Steve's case in the future. I don't just hate Steve. Throughout this process, I've kind of come to enjoy Charla. She's actually quite funny. She's just a lady. She's a sentimental individual. She's nice. She's funny. She's got some zingers. She's quite intelligent. So I just kind of I enjoy hanging out with Charla at this point for when we've had to converse, right? Because we obviously have to talk to each other. But there are times where we're talking about shit that's just completely not court related. We're just talking about politics or general whatever the fuck, right? So I've actually just come to enjoy her company. So I don't just hate Steve, I actually like Charla. And so I'm kind of hoping that at the end of this, she'll feel, even if it's under a pseudonym or whatever, I think it would be wonderful if she decided to still exist on the internet in some capacity, or decided to keep hanging out with us. And potentially on a more, like, comfortable public space, like commenting on the side chat or whatever. I don't think she'd ever come on stream. Like, I don't think she'd ever come here and, like, chat, even just like with audio. I think she's, like, a little scarred to maybe do something like that, but she's a lot of fun and, like, a strong individual for having gone through all this. So I don't just hate Steve, right? Well, I'm obsessed with God Emperor Steve, so you are too. Yeah, right? It does come off very much like it's just projection. Right? That they would go after somebody or hate somebody forever because they had a falling out, but therefore you would do that. I'm like, I don't. I don't. Yeah, Keon, we're talking about we're catching up on court shit. Steve's court hearing, which happened 2 weeks ago while I was on vacation, and then I was on vacation. Could it be that Charla is all the things that Steve and his harem of cunts wish they were? Thus, they just hate her because she's a reminder of everything they feel they lack, like personality. Holy shit! Rez woke up this morning and chose violence. Alright, I need, like, recommendations on where I can get good lobster rolls, because now I'm gonna have to try some. I like crab in, so there's, like, a sushi place that I'll get crab in, like, the little sushi roll, and that's good. It's, like, cream cheese and crab or something. Aaron's brain right now. How dare you be genuine and have a genuine friend I tried to harass? So unfair. Well, I gotta be fake. You can't be genuine. Not fair. Not fair, damn you. But my free speech. I chose intelligence. Another thing they lack. Rez didn't wake up and choose violence. Rez simply woke up. I am the violence. Alright, noted. I don't know if they actually sell lobster rolls in the dollar store in Canada. That might be illegal here. You hope Charla comes back after all this? Yeah, Alice, okay, fill me in a little bit, because so I was gone, and I was promised streams from Wolf that would destroy me, that I would be absolutely obliterated, that, like, I'd, like, my presence on, like, I'd be destroyed, I'd be so exposed. Bitch, where it at? Bitch, where it at? Bitch, where it at? Canada cares about its citizens. Yeah, we have a little bit of different policies on our Food and Drug Administration. Let's call it that. I did see something funny when I got back, and it was so the leader of the Canadian Conservative Party, whose name is Pierre Poilievre, was running around telling everybody that would listen to him and his base, which is a very large base. It's not like the Conservative Party in Canada is small by any means. That the Liberal Party and the NDP Party, which is our left wing, center left for Liberals and a little bit further left for NDP. They're not far left, but they're like more left than the Liberal Party is. Was telling the Conservative candidate Pierre was telling everybody that would listen to him that the NDP and the Liberal parties of Canada were legalizing cocaine. And everyone went, no? That's not happening? What are you talking about? And Justin Trudeau, who is the leader of the Liberal Party in Canada and is the current Prime Minister, retweeted something that he was talking about on Twitter and said, sounds like he needs to go touch some grass. And then he tweeted it again, but in French, because he has to do both, because it's an official Twitter account, so he has to and in French, it roughly translates to, seems like that guy needs to go out and get some fresh air. Very funny. Oh, wonderful. The only thing they've destroyed is people's abilities to take seriously anything they say? Yes. A decision has been made this day. I don't know if I can I he's picked his corner. Pierre Poilievre is like the Canada Donald Trump. Yeah, he's very like discount. I bought Donald Trump off of Wish and they sent it through Temu. So what's actually happening, and has been something that's been in the process for quite some time, is it's decriminalized. He called Canada has these things called safe injection sites, which is basically like if you're addicted to drugs or if you have like issues, instead of going somewhere and dying and not being able to get any help and not being able to like call 911 for your friend, you can go to the safe injection sites where there is medical staff there to assist you, right? And they are allowed to administer illegal drugs under certain rules and under certain like stipulations, right? Pierre Poilievre called them drug dens and said people were getting shot if they lived across the street from these places, and that they were right beside children's playgrounds. None of these things are true. Isn't grass illegal in Canada? Only in winter. Only during winter and construction season. I had to pause you for a little bit, so this is like 7 minutes behind. Tiny little... Sorry, it scrolled away from me. Tiny little baby man TM is making streams complaining about agnostic atheist. Go figure, yeah. That's his comfort zone. Speaking of cocaine, anyone hear that Hurricane Debbie allegedly washed $1 million of coke into the Florida Keys? Damn, the manatees are gonna go crazy. Yeah, so they're decriminalizing the drugs with the idea of that, like, punishing people for addiction is not helpful, so they're not gonna do that anymore. It's still illegal to sell and make and distribute these drugs. It's just not illegal to, like, they're just decriminalizing it, right? Manya for 5 said, question, has Charlotte ever used her mental health or self-harm to you to manipulate you for anything since that crowd spread that narrative like wildfire? No, she's never done anything like that. She's told me that she's been stressed out before, but that's just normal human communication. She hasn't said anything or behaved to me in a way that came across to me as manipulative in the slightest. I don't think that she's said anything to me that I would consider weaponizing her mental health. She's definitely told me some information about her mental state and her mental health because she thought it was pertinent information for me to understand the situation as a whole. So she would be like, I have these mental health issues, and I told that to Aaron, and then Aaron made that public. So, like, that would be how she would generally speak to me. BC has stepped that up a notch. Yes, BC was actually if I remember correctly, where they started the program, where they first started testing it to see if it would even work. And then BC started to implement like kind of like these safe housing zones. So it wouldn't be just like a safe injection site. It would actually be a safe place for drug users to like live in a location to help them get whatever help that they needed so that they could then leave. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I looked. This was a number of years ago. I'm not quite sure exactly where the legislation is at right now. Used to work at a pharmacy that doubled as a methadone clinic. Got some odd customers, but they were decent to the other staff. Yeah, was a delivery driver. I didn't interact with them that much. Yeah. I'm stressed out because of these weirdos. Oh my god, the manipulation. There's this really annoying thing that has happened, and it's as people have become more aware of mental health and kind of taking them and turn them into like buzzwords, so like gaslighting, for example, or like emotional manipulation, that people will somebody who's being abusive will spin it around and be like, you telling me how you feel is emotionally manipulating me. Right? And it's like, that's not how that works. And if you're the person in the abused position, it can be hard to recognize that you sharing your feelings is not emotionally manipulative. You communicating your feelings isn't emotionally abusive to the person who you're trying to communicate with. It's all about context. How are you doing what you're doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Failing to communicate with good intention doesn't necessarily mean that you're abusing anybody. It means that you're not communicating effectively. And if you are able to like recognize that and change that, great, good for you, fantastic. Learning how to communicate is wonderful, and more people should take more time to learn how to communicate and learn how to listen, which is the most important part of communication. Hey, Honest Red, it's good to see you. Thanks for swinging by. Well, I guess it's basically just Darvo. And I mean, that's this whole group is Darvo incarnate. Like, if Darvo had, like, an ascended being that represented the concept as an avatar, it would be the company. That's all they do. It's crazy. It's just Darvo and projection left, right, and center, which I guess are all, like, intertwined, I guess. The concepts are similar. But I think that's all I had. I think that's a pretty solid update. I don't know if I rambled for too long. I think an hour is pretty good, so that way it's consumable in the future for people. Drum with the company never stops. No, it can't, because it is inherent to their. But it's like saying that lobsters are made of lobster, right? It's like the company is made up of drama by definition. Like, that's how we define them. So it's by definition correct. Yes. What is Darvo? Let me get you the actual list here. So Darvo is deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. So if somebody is being abusive and harassing somebody or whatever, there's domestic or whatever, they will deny that they ever did it. They'll deny that they did the thing. They'll attack the person, and then they will reverse themselves and the person they're attacking in the narrative of what they're trying to present. So if, for example, if these people were abusing Charla, they would deny that they ever did anything wrong towards her. Like, for example, Aaron sharing their private DMs that she promised she wouldn't share her. And then Charla says, hey, don't do that. Can you take that down? And then Aaron uses that as an excuse to attack her. And then she would claim that Charla is actually the one doing the attacking. Does that make sense? Has anybody taken bets? Is there a betting pool about how long Wolf's channel is gonna last? Because I bet it's not long. 3 months. I put my bet at 3 months. I will definitely check. But that's what Darvo is. So it's DARVO. So deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. Okay. As long as my explanation makes sense. So that's just a base understanding. There's definitely like more nuance to it, and you can get into more stuff. There's other people that you could watch, or I mean I could do a video kind of explaining it, maybe in a caffeine corner style video where you can go over some of these concepts. We can go over gaslighting, we can go over Darvo, we can go over emotional manipulation. Actually, I think it might be a really good idea to go over emotional manipulation. The reason being that you think 5 months? Yeah, fair. 5 months is a good, you had 2 days. It should already be shut down. Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be a good idea to go over some of these because I have seen a lot of people just like in general, not like the company, but like also in like Reddit posts of like people who are clearly being abused, having their abusers accuse them of emotionally manipulating them or emotionally taking advantage of them when all they're doing is expressing that they're unhappy about something that's gone on in the relationship. And I've seen so much of this that I think it might be a good one to dissect a little bit and present. I think we'll do that. Manya had a good one that she brought up a couple of days ago, or I guess a couple of weeks ago now. What was it? It was the paradox of loyalty, which I think is an interesting one. A lot of these things will sound very like self-explanatory in what they're called, but it's not really as simple as it is. Yeah, flying monkeys would be a good one. Gang stalking might be a good one to cover. If you have any that you think would be good, please leave me a comment down below and I'll start making a list and see if I can start like organizing something, because I mean I don't hate the idea of bringing Caffeine Corner back. Black Wolf's channel probably will remain up till someone bugs YouTube and shows them directly what's going on. I would, if there's anybody that I think should look into Wolf, it's Egghead. He is very much like an Egghead type, because he's very much a Jared Genesis, when Jared Genesis is like screeching like a fucking howler. Groupthink, yeah, groupthink can be fun. Tribalism is a good one too, because tribalism isn't always inherently a bad thing. Covering echo chambers, I think most people know what an echo chamber is, but like explaining how they get to, like how to recognize if you're in one is a good way. I feel like I experience the paradox of loyalty every damn day of my life. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, buddy. All right. Give me a list. Give me a list of comments down below of what you think I should cover. Hi, Alicia. You made it just as I'm closing off. What up? Wow. I'll wait. Hello. Sure hope he doesn't get to be here long. Yeah, he's a little bit hard to cover as well, because of like I don't want to cover him because his stuff is so vitriolic it's gonna get me in trouble for even looking at it. You know what I mean? Alright. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta help. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on what I should do with the rest of this room. Like I have all of this space, and I'm figuring out what I'm gonna do with all of this space in here. So you guys let me know what you think I should do with it. What seems like goblin cavey that should be done. I'm probably gonna get a curtain so I can block this off if I don't want this light coming in behind me. We'll see. You got back from the woods? Welcome back. Did you find a bear? Who'd you bury? Yeah. Yes, and let me know what you guys think about the GoFundMe and how we should handle that. I do think that the best way right now, I'm not committing to it right now, but I think the best way to handle it will be on a case-by-case basis. So if you want me to send your money back because I wasn't able to go, you let me know. And if you're fine with me keeping the money and then using it to go to Kansas again for Rabbit or Rennell, then just don't say anything or just tell me you want to go because I'm happy to hear from you. We'll take a look at some more stuff. We're going to catch up on some videos over on Twitch, probably, I think. Do we want to do Twitch? Or would you guys rather I just do company stuff here? Rather than doing it on Twitch at all and just keep Twitch being just art stuff? That might be a better idea. I'm fine with that. Let's do that. You guys think that's a good idea? That way, like, the people who are following are obviously able to, like, follow. So we'll look at, I got a couple of Aaron things I want to look at. I've got 1 or 2 Veda things that I want to look at. And I want to see if I can sit through a wolf stream. Yes, previous offer, now repeat. Oh, thank you very much. All right. Let me know any additional things or things you want me to look at. There was a video that I didn't get to look at from a larger streamer who was talking about Katie Joy and started talking about Charla because Veda prompted them in the side chat. I have a link to that and I never did get to review it, so I was thinking about covering that and taking a look at that. So, a mini bar? I do not hate the idea of having a mini fridge at the very least. I would love to get a kegerator and just throw that so I can just, but I'm too poor for that right now. So maybe in the future. I've only seen a little bit of Aaron's latest stuff, so we'll probably take a look at that soon. I also haven't watched any Rennell in a long while either, so I'm gonna have to take a look at some of that too. Can you live behind the mirror in the closet? No. Unfortunately, it's not a big enough closet, and also it's full of crap that I have to clear out. I haven't actually organized the closet yet. So maybe after it's organized, if you're fine with it. Oh, the Mr. Beast situation. So I'm not totally caught up on it. So because I'm not caught up on it, I think my preliminary thoughts on just that this is happening is I've already had ethical questions and concerns about Mr. Beast to begin with. However, I also think that it's hard to have that much money and not have some kind of sketchy shit going on. However, a lot of like game shows and stuff like that have a lot of additional fine print in them. So it would not surprise me that like things behind the scenes aren't always as obvious as a clickbait title would make it seem. So that's just my preliminary thoughts on the matter. But we'll see. The stream with that larger YouTuber, I don't remember. I have to pull it up. I know I have it. I have it off to the side, but I don't remember what one it is. I said I was gonna watch it and then I didn't get to it, so I'm gonna have to go find it. So you'll have to come back and find out with me which one it was. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was called. I don't even remember which YouTuber it was. Fuck. We'll find out. We'll find out later. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully that answered your question. We'll talk more about Mr. Beast later, though, I'm sure. Once I've had time to cover it. I think we're gonna talk about it on Dumpfuck Friday. So if you look out for DFF with me and Manya on Friday afternoons, we'll likely talk about it more there. Okay. Bye.